So why am I doing the PMI ACP exam? What exactly am I getting out of becoming an Agile certified practitioner? My goal is to make this video as conversational as possible so you can relate to my journey and make the right decision if taking the PMI ACP exam is worth it for you. Real quick, if you're taking this exam and you want my detailed study plan for how I'm going to pass my PMI ACP exam, then you can download it completely for free at alvinthepm.com/study plan. So here's my journey so far. Ever since I made the public announcement on my YouTube channel that I'm taking the PMI ACP exam by June of this year, it's a question that I just keep asking myself over and over again. If this is really worth the time and energy that I'm investing into it. It's not just putting in a minimum of 1 hour a day studying for it. It's also time away from my family, friends, and my loved ones, and just being able to relax after work or on the weekends, watching a movie on Netflix. It's also about taking more than 4 to 8 hours on the weekend, solving practice questions, and taking exam simulators. It's about reading my exam prep book every single night and on the weekends just to make sure that I understand all the material PMI will test me on. Because I don't want to fail this exam, I don't want to have to come back to my manager and say, hey boss, I ended up failing and scoring below target on my exam and I need to retake it all over again. It's a scenario that I definitely don't want to put myself in, and trust me, it can feel like a lot of work. So I wanted to share that with you so you at least know what you're getting yourself into. Any certification that you choose will involve a certain amount of effort to prepare for it and pass your exam. Is my goal to add a long list of letters after my name? Am I doing this just to be a certification collector? Am I trying to catch them all like Pokemon? A little side note here that's a little bit fun. When I was growing up as a kid, I remember playing Pokemon on the Game Boy and just having so much fun with it, trying to catch them all. I chose Charmander as my first Pokemon instead of Bulbasaur or Squirtle, and my collection of Pokemon slowly grew. I don't think I actually caught them all, but I do remember it being a lot of fun. By the way, if you ever played Pokemon, what was the first Pokemon that you played with? Let me know and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's make this fun and engaging as much as possible. Anyways, for me, I already have a handful of certifications underneath my belt. I have the CAPM, the PMP, Professional Scrum Master, and Agile Leader. So it's a handful, right? Kind of like chasing Pokemon. So as I was getting more and more experience, just leveling up my career, leading and managing projects over the past few years, I was also looking at job postings and seeing what kinds of opportunities do I want to qualify for in the future. And that leads us into the first reason of why I'm doing the PMI ACP certification, which is to be the best position to land a job in tomorrow's market. Now I'm saying tomorrow, not today, because I believe that we need to continue leveling up our skills and evolving with the changing landscape. Things are literally always changing, especially in today's economy. And as jobs become even more competitive, aside from building personal connections and relationships to other people, having that certification can help you stand out from your competition, and that can be incredibly and extremely valuable. At least 50 to more than 100 people may be applying to the same position as you. And if those numbers keep increasing as the years go by, how can you best position yourself to at least land an interview? How do you market proof yourself so you continue to be valuable to future companies? And for me, I noticed that there were actually several technical program manager and senior manager roles that I want to qualify for in the future. And if I want to be the #1 candidate for that position, I know that having this certification will be that icing on the cake and make the hiring manager say, you know, it's a complete no-brainer that we should hire Alvin based on his experience, his background, and his credentials. So here's my question to you. How are you market proofing yourself in your career so you can land that next job interview and be one step closer to landing the job of your dreams? Leave me a comment down below. So the next reason of mine is that I want to learn skills and concepts that I might apply in my current role as a project manager? What gaps can I fill in so I can be an even more well-rounded project manager who has the practical experience, but also the knowledge of what it takes to make a project successful? You know, as I shared before, I'm viewing this journey of studying for the PMI ACP exam as a marathon, not a sprint. So I'm looking at this from the lens of what tools can I add into my toolkit that will help me be a better project manager, specifically with Agile projects. But wait, there's actually a lot more to it than that. I want to learn from someone who has years of experience leading and implementing Agile projects. There's a famous saying that success leaves clues, and we are standing on the shoulders of giants who already have that success. So if you want to learn something faster, then the quickest way to get there is to learn from a mentor or someone who already has been on the same journey as you. So me taking the PMI ACP exam is just one way for me to force myself to get the shortcut and the learnings from more experienced professionals who have already been there in their career. And for me, that's why I'm dedicating at least 1 month to establish that groundwork to read several Agile books, as well as Mike Griffith's exam prep book. Every resource that I'm using to level up my Agile knowledge will be linked in the description bar down below. Now, my next reason is probably the most obvious, and that is to use this certification as one of the biggest credentials to negotiate a higher salary. Whichever role I end up in the next year or even several years from now, I want to have that power to negotiate a higher salary because of not just my experience and the results I brought to the companies I've worked at, but also because of the knowledge I've gained and the credentials that I have. I want to be seen as a well-respected project management professional who has the credentials to back up his experience and his knowledge. And for me, one of those that can help me get there is with this PMI ACP certification. I want to keep growing in my career, and I can't do that if I don't become better at what I'm doing currently. While experience is always the mother of learning, a certification can help you learn faster and get results quicker. So let's say that there's a job opening that says Agile certification preferred. I want to be that person whose resume gets filtered all the way up to the top, to the hiring manager, so I get the visibility that I need to land that interview. This certification symbolizes my drive to improving my professional abilities and my knowledge with the best practices of leading Agile projects. Add on to that, I want to improve my, I guess it's called job security, so I can weather the storm in the event that, let's say, there are any company layoffs, and so I can quickly apply and just pivot and be considered a top candidate for the next opportunity, whatever it ends up being. Now, these are just a few reasons why I've decided to take the PMI ACP certification. If you want to learn my personal struggles studying for this exam, please watch this video next, and I'll see you in the next video.